Hi. So we will review the notion of harmonic functions in this video, and we will prove a very important result concerned with the harmonic functions, something called Harnack's principle. So recall that the definition of a harmonic function, a real valued function uz or uxy is defined on a region. It is harmonic if it is continuous and has continuous partial derivatives of first two orders and satisfies Laplace equation. That means delta u equal to dou square u by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square equal to 0. And the polar form of Laplace equation is r square dou square u by dou r square plus r dou u by dou r plus dou square u by dou theta square equal to 0. Now recall some elementary properties of harmonic functions. The first one is important thing is mean value property, which tells you that the arithmetic mean of a harmonic function over every concentric circles, say mod z equal to r, is a linear function of log r. That means integral 1 by 2 pi integral mod z equal to r u d theta is alpha log r plus beta. This is true for any harmonic function which is harmonic over the concentric circles. But if u is harmonic in the whole disk, then what happens? This alpha becomes 0. And what we obtain is, and beta will become the value of u at 0. So this is the arithmetic mean coincides with the value of u at 0. So this is exactly the mean value property. Now later what we will see is that this property will characterize harmonic functions. So in general, at a disk of radius with disk centered at z0, the property will look like this. U of z0 is equal to 1 by 2 pi into integral 0 to 2 pi u z0 plus r e raised to theta d theta. That means on the right hand side you are integrating over the circle only. You are getting the value of u at the interior point, at the center in particular. So maximum principle is the next property ensured by harmonic functions. It tells you that a non-constant harmonic function has neither a maximum nor a minimum in its region of definition. The maximum and minimum of a harmonic function on a compact set E are taken on the boundary of E. Of course, unless it reduces to a constant. Okay. Now, the most important thing is Poisson formula, which is actually the solution to the Dirichlet problem. That means given the values of a harmonic function or the continuous values on the boundary, can we find its value on the interior point. So this I stated here, it's for disk of radius capital R. So A is an interior point, so u at A is given by this integral where the value of u is taken on the boundary. So integral is over the boundary, and this is the Poisson formula. So here again we are obtaining a value at the interior, at any interior point using the values of u at the boundary points. Okay. Now we begin with the mean value property. So we proved that every harmonic function satisfies the mean value property. Now we are going to prove the other side, the converse in some sense. A continuous function uz satisfying the condition that u z0 equal to 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi u of z0 plus r e raised to theta d theta, whenever mod z minus z0 less than or equal to r is contained in omega, is necessarily harmonic. So in other words, mean value property characterizes harmonic function. Proof is very easy. Suppose that the disk is contained in omega and the region where omega is u is defined. Now we consider the Poisson integral, we call it Vz. For using u, we we form the Poisson integral. Here there is a minor error. Here in fact it should be z minus z0 here and z minus z0 here also. So that's a minor mistake here. So once we consider the Poisson integral, that is harmonic. So the right hand side is the Poisson formula, which gives a harmonic function in the disk. So if the boundary values are given, so this is the Poisson formula, hence Vz is harmonic in the interior. And Vz equal to uz on the boundary. So on the boundary it is equal to z because of the definition like this. Now Vz satisfies the mean value property. That's our assumption. Vz definitely is, because Vz is a harmonic function. It satisfies the mean value property, which is given by this. U satisfies the mean value property by assumption. So u minus v also satisfies mean value property. Now recall that maximum principle is a consequence of mean value property. So that can be proved using mean value property. So if W satisfies mean value property like this, then we can see that W also satisfies maximum principle. So for example, if W has a maximum, say at Z1, so mod WZ less than or equal to WZ1 for all Z, and consider this disk of radius R. So this is mean value property. You have, if you take absolute value inside, so there will be inequality. Now if so you know that every value here in the integrand is bounded by this if you have maximum. But if this strict inequality happens, then by continuity it will happen in a small arc. So this will happen in a small arc, and therefore if you replace it this strict inequality, therefore you will end up with a contradiction. Mod WZ1 less than or equal to mod W, strictly less than mod WZ. So this contradiction will tell you that you don't have strict inequality, therefore this is equal. And this will tell you that W is constant around the whole neighborhood. Hence by continuity W is constant everywhere. So similarly for minimum. So what happens is that you obtain maximum principle as a consequence of mean value property. So if mean value property, so we have already observed that V minus U satisfies mean value property. Therefore it should satisfy maximum principle. Hence V minus U should be already V minus U is 0 on the circle. They coincide on the circle. Therefore by maximum and minimum principle it should be 0 everywhere. So U equal to V, and V is harmonic, therefore U is also harmonic. So hence we can define harmonic function to be a continuous function with mean value property. That's enough. Such a function has automatically continuous derivatives and of all order and satisfies Laplace equation. Now we are going to prove a very important result regarding harmonic function. So consider a sequence of functions u and z, each defined and harmonic in a region omega n. Let omega be a region with a particular property. What is the property? You take any element in omega, there is a neighborhood around that element, say bz, which is fully contained in omega n for large values of n, that means all but finitely many n, and you take any element z tilde in this disk, un z tilde will be less than or equal to un plus 1 z tilde. I mean that is non-decreasing. So if you have this property, then either, so one of the two things will happen. Either un z diverges to plus infinity uniformly on all compact subsets of omega, or un z will converge to a harmonic limit uniformly on all compact subsets of omega. This is what harmonic principle. So to get harmonic principle, first we prove Harnack's inequality. So what we do, for every harmonic function Vz, you obtain the Poisson formula. So we write the Poisson formula. Here this should be V, it's a typo. You write the Poisson formula like this. And by simple computation, you will obtain that this inequality, rho minus r by rho plus r less than or equal to rho square by minus r square by absolute value of rho e raised by theta z square less than or equal to rho plus r by rho minus r square. So you apply this inequality in Poisson formula here, and what we obtain is mod Vz less than or equal to 1 by 2 pi rho plus r by rho minus r into integral of this. And if V is non-negative, V rho is non-negative, then you can have this inequality here, and this will tell you that Vz, this is by definition it is Vz less than or equal to 1 by 2 pi this, and this is by applying 1 and then Poisson formula. And finally what we obtain this, a very important inequality called Harnack's inequality. Rho minus r by rho plus r into v of 0 is less than or equal to v of z is less than or equal to rho plus r by rho minus r v of 0, provided v is greater than or equal to 0 at rho e raised by theta. Now we suppose first that, now we are going to prove our result. You first suppose first that for some z0 limit un z0 is infinity. Then at least this happens for at least one point. Then by assumption you have a neighborhood. You take this z0. Then by assumption of our theorem, there is a neighborhood around z0 such that on that neighborhood this un becomes an increasing sequence, and this neighborhood will be contained in almost all omega n. So you can find a m such that after m you will obtain that un minus um greater than or equal to 0. So you can apply 2, because 2 is applicable for a harmonic function which is non-negative at this point. So apply for that, you will obtain this inequality un minus um by 3 at z0 is less than or equal to un minus um at z. So this is going to, so as n tends to infinity, this left hand side going to infinity, therefore the right hand side will also go to infinity. This will tell you that limit n tends to infinity un z equal to infinity on the whole, for the whole all z in that disk. Okay. Similarly, if the limit is finite at z0, then the second part of that inequality will tell you that it will be finite on the whole disk. So finally what we obtained, if you form the set of all z belongs to omega where limit is plus infinity, then that is an open set, and its complement is also an open set. So either one of them must be empty by connectedness of omega. Now, so therefore if this happens at a single point, then it must be the same for all omega, and it will happen uniformly on all compact subsets. That is a very easy argument for compactness argument. Now if the opposite happens everywhere, then now the remaining part is that if the opposite happens at some point, then it will happen everywhere, and you need to prove that the limit is also harmonic. So that is easy because u and z satisfy the Poisson formula like this, and you apply limit and interchange the limit using compactness argument. So that's all.